Hey Taurus, it's Island Turtle. I also go by Rodin. Welcome to BOMISpirit. This is going to be the general monthly reading for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter, okay? Keep in mind when I say monthly, it happens once every 30 days or so, basically. There's going to be a part 2 over on Patreon. You could also catch it on Vimeo. If by the end of this you feel called to it, by all means, go for it, okay? If you're curious about the website, social media stuff, all of that is linked down below, okay? Taurus, let's just not waste any time and dive right in because the cheetah is something that was coming through really strong before I started recording for you. And that to me is like Eight of Wands energy. That's like fire. It can be a restless energy. Are you wanting to speed things up? Are you wanting to pounce on something or someone? Teach their own. Yeah, it's just there's this very intense Eight of Wands energy that I'm feeling around you and in your energy field. I feel like you're in the fire element. Like, I feel like you're totally in the fire element. Are you feeling restricted though? Starting to feel communication, talking. I think you're feeling restricted. Or you don't really like how something's going and you're wanting to do something about it. But have you taken action yet? Have you said the thing you need to say? I'm getting, for a lot of you, this is work related. A lot of you, this is work related, like dealing with a boss or a coworker, and it's like they slow things down, or they like. That's interesting. Some of you, this might be someone who demeans you, who makes you feel restless, who makes you feel kind of agitated. But I just keep getting this feeling of like, don't slow me down, don't get in my way. Thank you so much. I just heard manifesting generator. I don't know why that came up. Maybe you are a manifesting generator. Maybe you're dealing with a manifesting generator. Oh my God, I just thought of somebody who I know is a manifesting generator. Sorry, that's so funny. I like, their face like popped in my vision, and I was like, oh, hi. Hello. I love you. Dear friend of mine. Anyway, Taurus. Coming back to you. Yeah, let's go ahead and see what's going on. So I'm going to start with the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck here. Any messages or insights for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter? You know, Sag had a message of slow down. I don't know if I want to say slow down necessarily. Like, I don't think you need to take as much of a pause as Sag did, or does. Time, whatever. But maybe just think. Maybe just consider. You're Taurus, and so normally you do take some time to consider before you decide to do something. But you do have this way about you, Taurus, where if you do think something is the way to do it, it is the only way you want to be doing it. You don't like to be pushed into doing something you don't want to do. I think you guys are really dealing with that, feeling like you're being pushed into something you don't want to do, or doing it in a way that you don't want. Going about something that you don't want. Yeah, I'm getting pressure. I'm just feeling like there's some sort of pressure in your external environment, whether it's the way something has been handled or the way someone is and you have to deal with how they are. Like, there's something that's causing this pressure, this tension for you to just be like, bleh. Like, I just want to do things my way. I want to do it in the pace I want to do it. And I feel like for some reason this has to be communicated, like this has to be heard, spoken out loud. Interesting. Any messages or insights? It's almost like you're in fire air energy. Any messages or insights from my Taurians, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter? The day that I'm recording, by the way, is a couple days before the full moon Cancer. Really important full moon. If you want to find out more of what I think of the full moon, go ahead and check it out on Vimeo or Patreon. Oh, not what I expected. Maybe this is something you're trying to evade right now. We have the oyster with the cosmic egg and the owl. This is the energy of somebody going through a very serious spiritual process, and it feels like a process. The cosmic egg feels, it's interesting, it almost has a feeling of like the death card, which I never feel with the cosmic egg. Like, cosmic egg I almost look at as like the star, if I had to equate it to it like a tarot card. Like, it's when we're growing in our own soul, like we're going through some sort of spiritual development. For some, it can be a rebirthing energy. Some, it can even be like an ascension, an awakening, activation, getting codes, like things like that. Like, that's cosmic egg. But I'm feeling the death card with you here. And I'm just going to say this is you. And like, maybe again, it's like you don't really want to sit here and you feel pressure, or that very fiery energy is somebody who's external to you. But just take the messages as they resonate. Right now, I want to focus on this energy. Like I said, this is the energy of somebody going through a spiritual process. It feels like somebody who is going through an expansion. They're definitely expanding in their abilities and their psychic awareness, their third eye energy, like crown opening up, that sort of deal. The oyster tells me that like they're bubbling. Like they corrected me. For this process to take place, they need to bubble. They have to stop spending so much time out in like the physical world or engaging with people. Like, yeah, whoever this energy is, they need to stop engaging socially for a little bit. Not to go like hermit forever, but like there's some sort of spiritual alchemy process, transformation when it comes to, again, spiritual development that's trying to happen here. And it requires isolation to do it. It requires isolation to do it. Now, Taurus, if you're the one who's kind of like agitated and it's like you're looking at somebody and it's just like you're not really liking their pace, because it's almost like pick up the pace or like don't get in my way. It's like you might feel like this energy is getting in your way. So for some of you, this energy is actually a person who's going through some shit. Okay? They're going through some shit. They need to deal with their shit. And if they're kind of messing with like your process or like something at work, like try to understand, I don't know, deal with that however you want. You're your own guru. Deal with it however you want, okay? Just letting you know. For others of you, this is actually like something that's trying to happen for you, but it's getting in the way of your 3D material life. That basically Spirit wants you to sit down and have a process here, okay? So however this is manifesting for you, so just to reiterate before I continue, some of you, you're trying to get shit done, like you're really focused on like having a lot of movement, or you're feeling restless, you're feeling like things are kind of getting interrupted, you're in this like cheetah mindset, but there's a deeper process trying to happen for you, and like taking space would really just help get the process over with. 717, I looked up at the camera, get the process over with and then go about your life, okay? Others of you, you're in this like cheetah mindset, and then there's somebody who's going through a process that like they're not keeping up with you, or they're not telling you everything. It's like they're going through such a thing, and whatever is going on with them is almost like throwing a monkey wrench into your plans or your situation or your circumstance with them. I feel like most of you, that's like work related. It could even be a relationship, but this is something that has to happen for this individual or for you. So take time out if it's for you. And if it's another person, again, deal with that how you feel is best. I would just recommend having compassion for them. If this is somebody external to you. Interesting throat chakra card on the bottom. Any other messages? Let's see. The whale. Oh, the whale. God, talk about going deep. The whale is what I associate with like the void space. It's very Piscean. It's like, it's all of the echelons of what it is to be tapped into the interconnectedness of all things. It's the higher consciousness. It goes perfect with everything I'm already feeling with this energy here. And I'm just gonna call this person the owl. Because again, it could be you, it could be someone external to you in the ways I've already described. But for the sake of not confusing anybody, the owl. The owl, Taurus, needs to go into some interesting spaces within themselves, within and without. It's like, it's so interesting to me because it almost feels like they need to be plucked out of time space. What kind of reading is this? That's how it feels to me. Like they need to go so deep within that like they're not even really existing for like a little bit. You got those of you who've been through that, you know exactly what I'm talking about. When like you come out of that process and you're like, where am I? Who am I? What year is it? What season is it? You know? Or it's a little disorienting, but yeah, like that's actually what I'm feeling with this energy. Like the owl person, they need to go deep into themselves. They need to go deep into the non-tangible, the non-physical way of existing for a while, because there is a huge internal transformation that's happening for them in terms of their spiritual development, and also with their own consciousness and their own gifts for those where the gifts apply. Let's keep going. It's almost like touching God. It's kind of what it feels like. To see the light. That's what I just heard. To see the light. To see the light. To see the light. To see something they haven't seen before. To move into a space of truth and understanding that they haven't reached yet. It's new for them. It's a new plane of that. It's a new existence in that truth. Interesting. Overall, we got tension. Because what was I feeling? I was feeling the cheetah. I was feeling this pressure, this like, and it could even be the ego. You could even say it's wrapped up in the ego, Taurus, that's like working against the owl energy / person. The cheetah energy / person wants to go, wants to move, wants to make shit happen, wants to move from A to B, wants to meet the deadline. Like, so focused on that. And the owl is like, no. The owl is like, this process has to happen. So for some of you, the cheetah is like your ego, and the owl's your soul. Okay. Some of you are the owl dealing with a cheetah person. Some of you are a cheetah dealing with an owl person. Some of you it's both, where this process is trying to happen internally, and so it's manifesting into a relationship or a friendship, so you could see what you're not paying attention to about yourself. That's just how energy works. Anyway, fire ant is the overall energy. This is an energy of tension and irritation. Like, so like the pressure is building and it's causing stress, it's causing discomfort. What truth needs to just be acknowledged here? That's what the fire ant speaks of. You can keep letting the tension and stress build, the frustration build, the irritation, restlessness build, but there's got to be a point where you say, okay, this is what's really going on. This is what really needs to happen now. This energy can manifest when we're like fighting flow, when we're fighting the natural way of doing things, or we are ignoring something that's just blatantly obvious, or ignoring some sort of truth. And there it is. Okay, I'll keep that on the board. So for right now, Taurus, got this very Piscean internal process, spiritual development, ascension, even awakening for some, opening, some of you it's about opening the third eye and the upper chakras, and then of course the tension around fighting this process or not allowing someone to be in this process. Okay, let's go ahead and pull some cards. Go with Rider Waite. Any messages or insights for my Taurus regarding this spread? Keep in mind, Venus is newly in Aquarius, and so we've all been feeling that shift. However, that's been manifesting for you. How would that manifest for you? Interesting. I heard focus. Focus. Bringing in some sort of focus, vision. So bringing in some sort of focus, vision feels very Saturnian to me, which actually Saturn is in Aquarius, and there's going to be a point when Venus does go conjunct Saturn. Not going to be for a little bit, though. When am I recording? The 4th? Maybe a couple weeks. Maybe a couple weeks. It's going to go conjunct Saturn. Might be something that might come up for you in the next couple weeks, Taurus, building up to the energy. Because, yeah, I'm just getting focus and vision, focus and vision, focus and vision. Focus and vision. Not to mention Mercury is still retrograding in Capricorn. And Mars is still retrograding in Gemini. All right. Queen of Swords and the 4 of Pentacles in reverse. This Queen of Swords feels a little, so what's a good word for how this prickly, edgy, matter of fact, I mean, that is Queen of Swords energy, but there's something going on internally with this Queen of Swords, is I guess how I want to say it. It feels like anger. It kind of feels a little bit like the fire ant energy. It feels like there's some sort of irritation that's been building in this Queen of Swords. Thank you. It's part of the process. So she's attached to the owl, which makes sense. The owl does represent the Queen of Swords, also the High Priestess energy, because the owl is psychic awareness, intuition, divine feminine wisdom, and all of that. But it is also truth. It's also truth and information, which is why it's associated with the Queen of Swords. Sorry, they're bringing up Pallas Athena. I talk about Pallas Athena when I do the weeklies, when I talk about astrology. Pallas Athena right now is in Cancer and is playing a huge role, and is also playing a role under the full moon Cancer as well. So something to consider. For you, I would check your houses for what that falls for you. If you're a Taurus rising, that's going to be your third house, which is communications and information and knowledge and all that good stuff. But coming back. Anyway, sorry, they're stopping me. They're stopping me. Artemis and Athena. Some of you might be drawn to learning about different pantheons, like gods and goddesses, essentially. Artemis and Athena just popped up energetically, so this just might be pertaining to some synchronicities for you that some of you guys are being drawn to learning about these two goddesses, is how I should say it. Bast, this feels like it's related to the moon. And again, full moon Cancer is like right around the corner. Yeah, just pay attention to that. If that stuff is coming up for you, just pay attention to that. All of those energies are goddesses. Very feminine, but very empowered goddesses. Like, not to say goddesses aren't, like, not all goddesses are empowered. How do I want to rephrase that? Athena and Artemis, if memory serves, and I could be mistaken here, but if memory serves, they're both children of Zeus. They're both highly revered, even within the pantheon systems, while certain goddesses are not as revered. I feel like Zeus, if again memory serves, and I could be wrong about this, you know how mythology is, there's all kinds of different variations, but if memory serves, Artemis and Athena, like Zeus actually looked to them for guidance. Like Zeus would actually rely on them for guidance. Yeah. And advice. That feels very resonant. That feels right in my body. Bast. Why is Bast coming up? That's more about along the lines of the God, there's a whole video in and of itself. The Egyptian pantheon. Bast was a guardian. Yeah, it's like, so it's interesting because these goddesses, like these archetypes of these goddesses, there's something about them that is associated with protection, fighting, war. It's like strategy, kind of associated with the Aries energy. But they're feminine. Something might be coming up for some of you with the full moon. Anyway, let's continue. I don't want to get sucked into that energy too much. Coming back to the Queen of Swords here. So this is coming up in relation to this process that's happening. For those of you who are in this owl Queen of Swords energy, there's something that wants to be addressed and wants to be transmuted, okay? And it is some sort of irritation or tension that's arising in the Queen of Swords, something that is a little abrasive. But the Four of Pentacles in reverse speaks of letting go and opening. Some of you, this might be more of a third eye opening, because I just keep getting drawn to the third eye. Some of you, it's going to be a heart chakra opening. This is my heart chakra opening card, so that's why I say that. But again, coming into some new level of truth and clarity, understanding some new level of light that you haven't experienced yet. Let's keep going. Any other messages or insights from my Taurians? Ooh, Empress in reverse. There's Venus. There's Venus. Got a lot of Libra Venusian energy going on with just these two cards alone. But this is feeling closed off. This is feeling stagnant, like not growing. This is feeling like an Empress or Goddess energy that is not grounded, that's not balanced, that's not calibrated, that is not receptive. Like it's distorted. This is what needs to be transmuted. It feels like it's happening in the heart. Again, this might also coincide with the third eye opening for some of you. But yeah, this is the energy that needs to be transmuted. To be open, to be receptive, adaptable, amenable. I mean, Taurus, you are a fixed sign. But that's what I just felt like. Let yourself be a little malleable. Let yourself be a little flexible. That it's okay that certain things are not done in a certain timely order or fashion or whatever. Like things can be done differently. You can also have a different perspective on things, right? That's what I keep getting here. It's like something needs to open. Something needs to relax so you can receive. Yeah, let's keep going. Any other messages or insights here for my Tauruses? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. In part 2, I'm going to get deeper into that. Like what is, whoa, wow. All right, I'm sorry, Taurus. We're just going to have to go there. I just know that what I'm about to say is going to be triggering for some people, but you know what? Truth is truth. So we have Queen of Pentacles in reverse and the Six of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles in reverse is a taking energy. It is. It's somebody, I'm getting entitlement. I am getting the sense of entitlement. For some of you, you stay closed off and not receptive because you've dealt with entitled energies, but in turn, what's happening? You're also becoming kind of entitled. It's just something that's coming up. I'm not gonna sugarcoat for you. I'm just gonna keep it real. I'm just gonna keep it real. Why do you feel so entitled, Taurus? Or maybe this is someone around you, right? This is the owl person. Clearly somebody who's going through a huge, like, oh, thank you. Makes so much sense. I heard reconfiguration of their feminine energy, but it's in reaction to their own, like, masculine. Like, this, again, like I said, this is a deep process, but why does the owl person feel so entitled? Why? And it's not to say either that, like, you know, certain energies, like, don't deserve you walking away or being closed off to them, right? Some people are taking. Some people are entitled, and it's like you recognize that and you're like, yep, nope, no thank you. But this is feeling more extreme than that. This is feeling like something has been going on in the heart space to close you off, owl people, to the point where, like, if someone is asking you to show up in a Six of Pentacles energy, which is a normal give and take, that is a healthy give and take, you still have this feeling of being closed off and you still have this feeling of entitlement. You see what I'm saying? Because it's an extreme reaction to what's actually bubbling inside of you that wants to be transmuted. Okay, let's keep going. Any other messages or insights, my Tauruses? No one's innocent. We all got our stuff. We're all human. Okay. There's that Eight of Wands energy. You know what? It landed on top of Fire Ant. It did. Eight of Wands in the world. This is the energy of, like, I just want to go. I just want the new. I just want to get to be. I just want to accomplish. I just want. With the world being there, especially the Eight of Wands, some of you guys, this could actually be indicating some sort of huge shift in your life, but in the physical plane, like some sort of move, and maybe you're leaving the country. That could even be that. But it's wanting to open up, like, a whole new big thing in your life, like a whole new big chapter. That's what you want. Okay, that's what you've been focused on, while your soul, for those where it's more about your own process, is like, we got to deal with some stuff first, right? And for those of you where you're focused on whatever your new chapter is, there's somebody around you that you've been dealing with who's got some entitlement stuff. No judgment, it just is what it is. Who needs to go through a transmutation process, and it's been frustrating you because it's like you want to get to the next thing, and this person's throwing a monkey wrench in your plans, okay? Or what it is that you want, essentially. Overall, we do have the Eight of Cups. Interesting. Four of Wands in reverse. With the Ace of Swords, there's the truth. King of Cups, the heart. The heart. King of Cups is Scorpio energy, so it's actually your natural seventh, Taurus. Excuse me. One second. Remember what I was saying about this owl person, or this owl energy, this owl process? There's a huge reconfiguration of feminine aspects here in response to masculine. This is the only masculine card to come out. We've got the Queen of Swords, we've got the Empress in reverse, we've got the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, and here's the King of Cups with the Ace of Swords, which is the truth and clarity, right? The Eight of Cups speaks of moving towards the Ten of Cups, like leaving behind old baggage, leaving behind old things. Excuse me. And there's an understanding of this Four of Wands in reverse. It's like, guys, there's so much coming out of this Four of Wands in reverse. Hold on a second. It is instability, but it feels, I just gotta go with what I'm getting. It feels like portals, like it does. It feels like portals, timelines, opportunities. I mean, when you even look at the card, right? It's like it's literally walking through like a portal to the other side, where people are like, hey, you finally made it over on this side. But the Eight of Cups is about this process. Moving into the Eight of Cups, letting the heart open, letting some self-reflection happen here, letting some transmutation happen in the heart space, recognizing why we feel closed off. Why do we feel entitled? Why do we look at people and be a little sus of them, right? While we're also just trying to focus on ourselves or focus on the material plane. It's like, this is about getting deep in the soul, okay? Deep in the soul, deep in the heart, deep in that portal that is you. Relating to this King of Cups energy. King of Cups is like, you can just look at it as this very mature, emotionally stable energy that's always connected here. It's always connected here. This is also always where we're going to find truth. And the Eight of Cups, like what we're leaving behind, is associated with the Four of Wands in reverse here, Taurus. That Four of Wands in reverse, it's like, that's what I just keep getting. I just keep getting these, like, I'm hearing the word fractals, like multiple experiences, timelines, opportunities, portals that have just been missed. Like you couldn't walk through. The owl, I'll say. The owl couldn't walk through. And for those of you where there's an owl and a cheetah, the cheetah's like, I'm walking through. I'm walking through now. The 8 and the 4 makes a 4. There's another 4 of Wands going on here. And the world is a portal. I'm walking through the portal now. Keep up. Like, don't slow me down. I'm doing it. Sorry, you gotta laugh at some of this stuff. But for where this is just about you, Taurus, about your ego versus your soul, your heart, you've been wanting to walk through the portal for a long time. You've been trying to make it happen. And everything going on here with all this feminine energy, this owl process, it's basically like you haven't been able to walk through the portal because there's some emotional shit you got to deal with first. That's keeping you from walking through the portal. The portal you've been trying to walk through forever, basically. And once you get into the Eight of Cups energy, owls, those of you going through the owl process, you're going to move into this. You're going to move into this cup overfloweth, this limitless cup that is the portal of your heart. So the King of Cups is the giver of love. It is how we give, right? You've been afraid to give. You've been afraid to give. You haven't been open to receiving. How can you receive and give? How can you not receive and give at the same time? Right? It's like you actually need to have both to have healthy give and take. Anyway, you guys understand what I'm getting at. All right, let's go ahead and move on to part 2. For those of you where you are leaving us, it's been fun. I'll see you guys soon. I'm going to dive deeper into why you've been so closed off, how this process is shifting, like how the heart space is opening, and also wanting to see a little bit more about what portal you're trying to walk through here, and any other messages that want to come up, because I've noticed when I go to part 2s, there's whole other layers that come up, and it's like, ooh, that's interesting. I did not know. Who knew? Anyway, I'm going to go. I'm going to stop rambling. Love you guys. See ya.